Hey guys, Psalm 37:4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Now this is a verse that it's often misquoted. We often like to focus on that last half of it that says, God will give us our heart's desire, but we forget that first part about delighting in God. Every day of our lives we have desires and wants, that go against what God's best is for us. A lot of our desires are unwise and unsafe, and yet we still desire them. We can't say, God's going to give me my desires. If that's the case, though, especially when the desires are evil, harmful, or selfish, that's not the promise that God's made for us in this verse. When we truly delight in God, though, we are focusing on His best plans instead of our own. Delighting in Him, it molds our desires to be ones that God wants to give us. When we delight in Him, that He wants to give us the desires of our hearts, because more than likely they're going to line up with His. So you see, God's plan and desires are greater than anything we could ever come up with ourselves. You might think that your ideas are really amazing, but when we line them up with what God has in store for us, we'd be blown away at the amount of goodness that He actually has intended for us. So what does it mean to delight in God? To truly find your whole being in knowing Him and following Him. It's not just enjoying His blessings and the gifts He gives us, but it's actually delighting in Him and who He is. When we do, our desires are actually shaped by His influence. We start to like what He likes, hate what He hates, and look more like Jesus.